I didn't see any major running outlets on YouTube cover this story, and the situation is so goofy that I had to talk about it. To my surprise, another major cheating scandal happened in the running scene, and no, I'm not referring to PEDs, but something that helps a lot more than your average testosterone and EPO cycle. Cheating in ultramarathon races is not necessarily anything new, but the way this person did it and the evidence that led to it is a bit sad, but also pretty wacky, as we'll see in a minute. The event this happened at was the Manchester to Liverpool 50 miler. It's a point-to-point race where you simply run from Manchester all the way to Liverpool with a 14-hour cutoff time. In this race were plenty of respected ultrarunners in the Great Britain scene, and the top 3 for each gender looks something like this. If we go to the results page though, there seems to be a name missing, and the official event Facebook page would report that athlete Mel Sykes was bumped up to 3rd from 4th, and that the original holder of that placement was disqualified after an investigation. That runner was Scottish ultrarunner Joash Zakrzewski. Now, normally when looking at instances of cheating in longer races, there are normally checkpoints to keep tabs of the race and to make sure there aren't any suspiciously fast splits throughout that would indicate someone cutting the course or something, along with race marshals to make sure everything is going smoothly. For this race, there appears to be no checkpoints, at least not any that have publicly recorded splits. However, and bear with me here, Zakrzewski uploaded the Strava data for her race that got her busted. And when you see what it looks like, you'll be scratching your head on how she even allowed herself to have this public for the world to see. So right away, there is this comically large spike in pace, and where the cursor is hovered over says she is running at 140 per mile pace, which is faster than David Rudisha's 800-meter world record. This is estimated to be around 2.5 miles worth, so she's really just breaking all sorts of world records 40 miles into her race. GPS watches can and have bugged out countless times before, where your pace chart can look super wacky, but once the investigation concluded, and eventually by her own admission, Zakrzewski had used a car to travel the 2.5 miles, and then proceeded to finish the race. Once the news broke, she apologized pretty quickly, but her excuses are what make this story a bit bizarre. The original reason for Zakrzewski hopping into a car to begin with was due to a combination of her leg feeling sore and getting lost on the course. This allegedly happened halfway through the race, but wouldn't get a ride until 15 miles later. What's also strange is that when she got dropped off at the next checkpoint, she was allegedly told to finish the race despite her telling the race officials that she wanted to quit, and proceeded to do so in a non-competitive way, whatever that seems to mean. She further states that this instance of cheating wasn't malicious, and that all of this was the simple result of miscommunication with the race directors. Except, a lot of this goes out the window when you realize she still went through the finish and even took multiple photos with her trophy and the other winners. She also made no effort days down the line to ever contact anyone that her time was done through illegitimate means, as it took a full-blown investigation and public backlash for her to comment. Lastly, the official 3rd place finisher, Mel Sykes, took to Twitter to slam Zakrzewski and was actually the one to publicly post the Strava data that pretty much exposed the situation to the internet. Now, with all of that said, does this put into question her other records and iconic times? Because she is a multiple record holder after all. Yes, but after doing some digging, I actually could not find any red flags regarding her more prolific races, thankfully. Results cite fastest known time, logs iconic records in the ultra running world, and mainly verifies them via Strava data or some other .gpx data. After looking at all 4 of these times here, I couldn't find any red flags, and these times do indeed look authentic. And her 48-hour world record doesn't seem fishy either. If there's anything I've learned from a Carl Jobs video, it's that the biggest cheaters are often the most experienced in their craft. So just because someone is amazing at something doesn't mean they're exempt from ever being guilty of cheating. As of now, there hasn't been any official ruling on the future of Zakrzewski's career, but the actual 3rd place finisher rightfully got her trophy, and it is very likely that Zakrzewski will receive some sort of ban in due time. Anyways, that's really all I wanted to cover. Just thought this was an interesting story, and I'm glad everything eventually got sorted out. As always, I'll see you on whatever video I upload next, and take care.